We build machines to follow instructions precisely. So how does a machine who is made to follow specific instructions get creative? Well, it sounds like a paradox, but it is very real thanks to generative AI. Instead of just following instructions, generative AI models can use what they've learned to create something new. Generative artificial intelligence. Regular artificial intelligence lets computers do human-like things. The generative means it has creative abilities. So generative AI can apply whatever it has learned from data that it was trained on to create new things like images, text, videos, even code. Generative AI isn't new. We've been using Google Translate since 2006 and Siri since 2011. That is generative AI. We've been using basic versions of it for a while, but now we have things like ChatGPT and Midjourney, which are a bit more complex. Let's figure out how it works first. Generative AI models are given lots of data to train on. They start mapping out patterns and relationships within the data. This is all done through complicated layers of machine learning algorithms and neural networks. Then it uses whatever it has learned to connect bits and pieces together to make something new or different. And different types of models create stuff differently. And there's broadly 3 types of models that you should know about. Transformer models. Transformer models understand language really well. They understand the meanings of words and how they relate to each other, and that's how they learn to predict the next word in a sentence based on the words that came before it. Transformers can write human-like text, translate languages, or even create different types of content. ChatGPT is a transformer, and the way ChatGPT works is that you give it an incomplete sentence like "the sky is," and it'll try to predict words like blue or cloudy. Based on the context that it learned from its training data, it'll give probabilities to the words and phrases that it thinks might come next. And the highest probability is the one that is displayed. And it's constantly making educated guesses based on the patterns and relationships that it has learned. And if you've ever played the word association game as a kid, transformer models work kind of like that. They spit out words that they think are going to come next. Fun fact, transformer models were originally designed for text, but they've been so flexible and versatile, now used for images too. And in fact, vision transformers, or VITs, are a type of transformer model that is specifically adapted to work with images. They break an image into smaller patches, kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, and analyze how these pieces relate to each other, much like they do with words in a sentence. Number 2, GANs, or generative adversarial networks. These are used to create images. These have 2 adversaries, or 2 opposing AI models that compete to get better at generating images. So the first half, the generator, tries to make something realistic like a cat picture, and the other, the discriminator, tries to spot fakes. And both talk to each other, and the cycle continues. And this competition between the 2 models makes both of them improve, creating very realistic images. Number 3, diffusion models. These work in reverse. They take an existing image and add lots of noise to it till it looks like absolutely nothing, kind of like TV static, and then they slowly remove the noise. And this process is great for creating really high resolution images. These are the big 3 models, but there is a bonus one that is worth mentioning called variational autoencoders, or VAEs. VAEs learn to create new things by simplifying and understanding what they've already seen. You're shown a bunch of pictures of cats. Instead of memorizing each picture of a cat exactly, VAEs figure out the important features that make a cat look like a cat. So fit whiskers, tails, ears, those kind of things. And it stores this information in a smaller, simpler form, kind of like a rough sketch. And then it can be used to create the original version or something new. So VAEs are really good at taking something really complicated, simplifying it, and creating something new that looks very similar to that. It's like understanding the essence of something and using that to create something new. I believe generative AI does a fantastic job at eliminating the blank canvas problem. Instead of starting from scratch, you can use generative AI to give you a starting point to take your ideas further. However, boredom is often seen as the mother of creativity, because when our minds are idle, we're forced to come up with ideas to push the boundaries on our own. That downtime, when you're struggling with what to put down on paper, that's when the best ideas come to you. That can lead to breakthroughs that might not happen when creativity is spoon-fed by AI. What do you think about generative AI? Does it spark creativity or just mimic it? Let me know in the comments. I want to know.